Hey, welcome to another video. So a common question I get asked is how to set up payments as an OnlyFans manager. Hey, I'm Bjorn Olsen from YourOFEmpire.com, owner of your OnlyFans Empire, an OnlyFans management agency managing girls in the top 1% from all over the world, completely remotely. No office, hence the different hotel rooms and all my different videos. Check us out at YourOFEmpire.com or at YourOFEmpire on all major social media platforms. But for now, let's get back to the video. How do you set up the payment structure for a client that you just get so that you can both guarantee that you're going to get paid each month without triggering OnlyFans, without flagging the account, and without getting banned? So to do this successfully, I've broken it down up into two options. So I'm going to go through both options here, then you can decide which one you prefer. And then I'll also, at the end, I'll go over a couple of things to remember when setting up the account. When setting up the payment in order to avoid, as I said, getting banned on OnlyFans and flagging the account. So to start off with, we'll go over option one. That's probably a better one. So the first option, you can leave. Remember, this is after the client or after the girl has actually set up the account. So the first option is you can actually leave we'll just assume they're a girl's banking info as is. You can leave the girl's banking info as is, and then each month, or however frequently you want to organize it, so we'll just say each month, you send an invoice for the amount that is owed to you. So you send the client an invoice each month. She withdraws the funds to her banking account. She gets your invoice, and then however much is down the bottom, however much is owed to you, she sends it to you, to your nominated bank account. So that would be, you would be invoicing for the amount of agreed revenue split. So with both options, there are a few pros and cons. That's why I thought I'd break it down for you. Maybe it could be easy for you to see on paper. So the pro with this option is that it is easier. So pro is easier and less complicated. The con, so I'm running out of room here. So the pro for this option, the option of leaving the girl's banking info as is and then invoicing the client each month or however often you plan to do it for the amount owed. The girl withdraws the money from OnlyFans to her account. She gets your invoice and she sends the amount that is owed to you. So that is option one. The pro is easier and less complicated, but the con is it can be risky. And you've got to make sure that the girl doesn't run off. So the girl can run off with money. So the con is, because it is the girl's banking info attached to the OnlyFans account, when she withdraws, you're having to rely on trusting her to withdraw the amount to her account and then pay the amount that is owed to you. You're having to rely on that. So that is a risk, therefore a con. But you know what? The way I see it, I actually did this starting off, and I still do this with some of my clients. The way I see it is if a girl takes the money and leaves, then in my opinion, you've actually failed as a manager. If you're doing a good job as a manager, then the girl would much rather honor the agreement so you can continue to grow the account, because then you both profit immensely from it, because then you both do well from it. If you're doing a shit job, then she's probably going to think, fuck it, I'll just take the money and run. So that's the way I see it. But anyway, up to you. So option two is, as I said, this is after the client has set up the account and the banking info is already on there. So option two is you can actually replace the client's banking info with yours minus the name. Remember, if you replace the client's banking info on the account with your banking info, whatever you do, do not replace the client's name. Otherwise, OnlyFans is going to instantly flag the account and you'll either get locked out or banned. You'll actually probably get banned. So it is important, leave the account owner's name as is and only replace the banking info. And then you proceed to withdraw earnings each month. Or however often. I do everything monthly if you can't tell. So withdraw earnings each month. And then you pay the client owed amount plus email invoice. Plus you email her an invoice of payment. So that's the complete opposite. So you replace all the banking info with yours, then each month you withdraw the OnlyFans revenue to your account. Then however much is agreed upon, you send that to the client along with emailing her an invoice saying how much, how much the split is, how much the revenue split, how much she gets, how much you get. So that's option 2. Now there's a pro and con of this too. So the pro is you have full control. Obviously, you have full control, which is a good pro. But the con can actually be a deal breaker. So the con is that this arrangement is actually a hard sell to a new client, as they won't trust you. And why should they trust you? So they could think, if you haven't established rapport already and haven't given them enough reasons to trust you, as soon as you say to the clients, all right, I'll just replace the banking info with mine, they could get scared and they could just assume the worst, assume you're going to take their money and run. Now, obviously, if you think into that a little bit more, that's actually not wise for a manager to do. That's not wise for a business to do. But a lot of these girls don't know that. They can get scared off. They can just assume that, this is all a setup. He just wants to replace his banking info with mine, and then he's going to take what money I've earned and run. So that is a con. So that is actually harder to sell when pitching a new client, because there are a few barriers to get over when pitching a client that I've gone over in another video. There's a few hurdles to get over. And if you go with this option, that's going to add another barrier. So perhaps you could establish yourself first, establish some credibility, establish some social proof, and then clients that you start pitching down the road, once you've already got a history there, once you've already got some social proof, then perhaps those clients you could start doing that because you've already built some trust, and perhaps they won't be as scared or they won't think it is as risky, and then they're more likely to go with it. So that's possible. So the con is, this is a hard sell to new clients when starting out. So it's a hard sell to new clients when starting out. As I said, once you've established yourself, you've established some social proof on socials, then it's probably not such a hard sell. They just think, well, they're a company, they've established themselves, they've got all the legalities behind it set, they've got contracts, blah, blah, blah. They don't want to ruin that. They're not going to take the money and run because they are professionals. But at the start, when you're starting out, they could just assume the worst. So there are some decent pros and cons with each option. As I said, I still do option 1 with some girls. When I was starting out, I did option 1 because I tried pitching option 2 when I was just starting out, when I was getting clients. As soon as I said that, forget about it. Most of them just didn't even reply after that. So there are pros and cons with each, and both are viable. Now, to finish it off, so I'm not going to push you with one or the other. I'm just going to say what I recommend might be easier or might be harder, but I'm just going to lay them out. I don't reckon there is a right or wrong way to do it. In my opinion, they both have pros and cons. So we'll just finish up with some things to remember. Maybe this might help. So things to remember. When setting up your payment arrangement on the OnlyFans account, you can make use of different payment methods. Like banking, Stripe, and a few others. I can't remember the other ones, but some of those are not available. Are not available in all countries. So some payment methods. We're getting real. Oh yeah, look at that. The writing's just anyway. Can't even see it anymore. So some payment methods not there. How's that? Heaps better. Not available in all countries. All right. Now, the last thing and the most important thing is if you are switching your banking info, if you are switching the girl's banking info with yours, it is important, this is a deal breaker, it is important that you do not put your name or tax info in the OnlyFans account, or the account will get banned. So if replacing banking info do not put your name. Don't put your name or tax info. Onlyfinder, that's a website too. OnlyFans frowns upon OnlyFans managers. They do not like the idea of management or agencies. So if they get any inkling that you could be managing this account and you are taking control of payment information, the account will get banned. So it's important, if you are using option 1, do not replace the client's name. Keep their name and just replace with your banking info, because you don't actually need to have the correct name. So you can actually, withdraw money. Oh, fuck it. We'll run out of it. Fuck it. You can actually withdraw money to a bank account with the wrong name. The name is not important. The name's not a deal breaker. As long as the numbers are all right, the money will go through that account just fine. So the bank transfer will still work with or without your name there. So that's how you can use option 1, replace the girl's banking info with yours, leave her name, and still send it. We've really run out of room here. Can withdraw to bank. We're wrapping up anyway. So hopefully this helps. Hopefully this helps make your decision easier. If you have any questions, put them in the comments and I'll answer them when I can. Just like this one, I got this question a lot via email and stuff like that through the website. But yeah, so if this helped you at all, go smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, and I'll see you on another video.